Hey everybody, what's going on? I hope y'all are having a good day. It's the second live of the day. I'm giving everybody a chance to come into the room, girl, because y'all know how YouTube and them with these notifications. Okay? So get ready, y'all. We're gonna get into love and hip hop family reunion, child. And we'll see where that conversation takes us.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Both our hands have fun, so let it win, baby. Let it go, baby. All night and it go all night. Gonna let it whip. What's going on, y'all? I'm back. So, girl, Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion wasn't giving much of nothing. But they gave enough for us to talk about. And we'll see who's on Instagram live screaming and howling this week. Is it on? Make sure y'all like the video as y'all come in. Like the video. Replay people, like the video. Did you see the last video? Like the video. Okay? Okay, hold up. Because it's warm up here. Y'all, I thought it was hilarious that just as Safari got there with his tight peen shorts on, his hoochie daddy shorts he had on, he had the COVID. So he was not able to tape and be a part of the festivities with everyone else. And I was just kind of like, I'm glad. Tired of you getting checks off us for no reason at all, other than the fact that you want to show up and be an imbecile. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So they had like a little party. He was on the balcony, stuck in a hotel. Me. Safari tells Amara he missed her. And so, Amara's like, I never messed with him. I met him one time in person. I don't know why everyone thinks, Amara doesn't like the fact that y'all think that she and Safari had anything going on. She doesn't know what you're talking about. He is a very attractive man and they were flirting, but no, like, nah. That's what Amara wants y'all to know. Gunplay is still feeling a way about Miami Tip being there. So he is on the balcony with TT. And TT is being antisocial as well throughout this trip. It just kind of made me feel like some of y'all showed up and I feel like y'all don't know what y'all doing here. I feel like y'all don't know what was the point of y'all coming. All y'all know is somebody offered y'all a hotel room and a check and y'all wasn't going to turn it down. I honestly feel like somebody should have chased Tiara with a knife. Not because they was going to do anything to her, but just so she could be, like a character in a scary movie for this to make sense for me. Tiara was in her room the whole time. And y'all know what Tiara going to do. She going to call Zell. So Zell can be on video chat getting some camera time. She do that every single time. And I just kind of want Tiara to go do something else. If you're not going to give us story, if you're not going to give us life, if you're not going to do anything for us, get out of our face. keep giving us the same thing over and over again. I don't know who produced Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion this season. It's just not. It's just not giving what's supposed to be gave. I feel like if y'all are not going to give us something worth watching and reviewing, then scrap this show. But it seems as if they're already taping for something else, I believe. I don't even know. Anyway, so Tip says that she didn't know that Gunplay had a girl because Gunplay is a halfway pimp. But, you know, if he can't talk to her like a man, she's going to ignore him like a hoe. Y'all, the situation with Gunplay in Miami Tip really is the only situation we're talking about. He also, because the Alexis Sky Scrap thing, I don't feel like that's going to happen. I just don't. I feel like Scrap wants to live the life he wants to live, and a lot of women get wrapped up in the energy, but that's on them. Okay, but with this Gunplay in Miami Tip situation, I don't know what to believe. Tip is lying. Okay, so y'all feel like Tip is lying. She does know that man has a girl. She was jealous. I mean, we remember when we first met them, she was jealous about him being with Kiara until she met Kiara, and then she wanted to have sex with Kiara. Okay? So I remember that. And it makes me look at Tip like, girl, what is going on? Like, I understand that you look young, but can you stop acting young? You wanted to remind us about your 18-year-old son that just signed up for a full scholarship. That's what's up, Tip. You obviously been stripping for a long time so that your son could have a good life. We appreciate that. But the immaturity of you having Gunplay's girlfriend, 20-something-year-old girlfriend, okay, to your 30-something, almost 40-something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real childish of you to get her banned from the club when he was performing. Okay? Girl, yeah, she got an 18-year-old son. It was all on social media that he just signed a scholarship to some school for, you know, playing ball. But yeah, it is hella insulting to the intelligence. It is. But you know what's so funny though? Even within them trying to insult our intelligence, I always find something real to talk about in it. Alexis Sky and Scrap apparently still together, and they had a kid. Oh, they did? I missed all of that. Child, I missed all of that. We're going to have to find out. I mean, we'll see. If they together, it's not because he's monogamous. Anyway, what I was going to say about Gunplay. Gunplay lost his shit in front of the mayor of Montego Bay. Lost his shit down to these people's school. Spice have them down there to paint. And he gets into it with her over this club situation. And I remember thinking, like, my dude, grow up. And the reason why I say grow up about Gunplay is because even if what Miami Tip did do was messy when y'all was back at home, why are you that upset about something that has already happened? Just stop fucking with Tip. That's all you got to do. That ain't your friend no more. Y'all ain't cool no more. That's all. That's all you got to do. You just got to stop fooling with people. She not really your friend. Then referring to her as your sister was another moment that was like, what are you talking about? Like, you're being delusional. You used to sleep with her. You used to screw Miami Tip. You cannot now turn it around and act like she is your sister in this situation. It's just real, real weird, you know. And ultimately, I've already talked to y'all about how I think that people give Gunplay way too much grace. I do. I think they're giving way too much grace because essentially you still are giving pimp, you still are giving aggressive, and you still are engaged to and impregnated a 23-year-old girl at your big 40-year-old age. And you still can't control your emotions. You still like to call women out of their names passive aggressively. And what bothered me the most was all of the people around you that are coddling you and trying to calm you. All of the women around that are nervous of your energy, but they want you to calm down. So it's like, we understand. We know it's okay. Everybody just calm down. Y'all just need to talk. Like, no. Nigga, you 40 years old and you still can't control your anger. And it's not that I don't understand being mad, y'all. I understand being mad. Okay? I literally wanted to break shit yesterday. I did. But you know what I didn't do? Break shit. Went outside, sat in the grass, looked at the sun, took a deep breath, worked out. Okay? Till I fix my problem. But ultimately, what you don't do is get aggressive and loud with people who you know are scared of you because you can. And that's what I feel like Gunplay does. He takes advantage of the fact that he's a big old man that can make these women feel intimidated with that pimp shit. As soon as he get loud and all of this extra shit. And another thing, why do Mariah Lynn believe she can calm him down? Yes, exactly. So you've seen it. I really don't like it. I think even if they think they're giving us something fake, the showing of that to me is the example of how women and everybody around will coddle and find a victim in a man that is being aggressive with a woman who is half his size over not letting his girlfriend into a club a while back. And I also want to say shout out to Scrap, because in this moment what Scrap did, I found that a lot of men wouldn't have picked up on the fact that that was a good move to make. So when they got into it, Scrap go and Tip is crying and upset because he came at her with this aggressive energy, which is scary and hurtful, especially if you fuck with a dude. Even if you being a little bit antagonistic, acting like you don't know what he's talking about and all of this shit. Even if you're doing that, it's still like, nigga, you're not supposed to want to like hit me over this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you feel. So all of that aggressive energy he was coming at her with, I think made her nervous. She starts to cry. Scrap comes over, puts his arm around her and walks her away. And has her like nestled under his arm until she felt like safe, until things had kind of calmed down and he felt like he could let her go. But it was a way to remove her from the situation and also to comfort her in a moment where it was obvious that she felt intimidated and scared. So shout out to Scrap, because I felt like he could have handled that situation differently, because I feel like if it were Gunplay that was in Scrap's position, he may have antagonized that situation. Because y'all remember when the girls got into it at the very beginning of the season and he was talking about y'all gonna fight or what? What they trying to do is show us they're better than Zeus when they were the blueprint to Zeus. Exactly. And in that you have to be authentic, and this is not giving authenticity. And Tip is damn near a little person for him to be doing all. For real, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's tiny. All of this extra shit is uncalled for. And this wasn't the first time that he had exhibited that behavior throughout this trip. And every time he has a moment like this, all I hear from a whole bunch of women is how he should be given all of this grace because he's doing better. And it's like, where? Where is the better doing? Because he's not on cocaine anymore? Oh, okay. Got it. Sure. Anyway, what else is going on? I saw some of y'all saying that y'all they in a relationship, scrapping Alexis. I don't know. Send me the information on that. I need to see that. I didn't like the fact that Tiara didn't go to paint the school so she can have a mental health day. It's like, girl, what do you do for a living in order for you? You know what I'm saying? Don't you have a lot of mental health days? Don't y'all feel like Tiara Marie just be laying in the bed all the time? Like, talking about she be working. Working on what, Tiara? What have you done recently? Cause like, I know you're not working down to the Walmart. I know you're not, working down to the mall. I don't know what you do for a living to make your money at this point when you're not on a Love and Hip Hop show. But essentially, I need to understand why you couldn't participate a little bit more. Like, it's giving you're still depressed and you're probably still drinking. And you go back and forth between those, those feelings. I'm good, I'm depressed, I'm drinking. I'm good, I'm depressed, I'm drinking. Are you in therapy, Tiara? That's what y'all really need to do. Love and hip hop people. Y'all really need to stop with the cognitive dissonance. You want to make money off of the fact that these people are constantly having trauma responses because it's entertaining. I'm going to need for y'all to get a fucking therapist down to these shows and force them, have it be a part of the contract for them to get paid that they participate in real therapy on camera for a check. That way they can get paid, they can help themselves be better, and we can graduate them out of fucking love and hip hop, which is what I would love for them to do. Like, everybody that's still going through their trauma shit, that's still acting out their life in the same way that they did when they was in their 20s, Miami Tip, Mariah Lynn, the rest of y'all, somebody need to put y'all through some extensive therapy so that y'all can do better and graduate your ass off this fucking show and go do something else. Because and it's not even like I don't want to see them or their lives be acted out, because some of these people I have really grown to love, i.e. Mariah Lynn. I hate it, but I love her. Okay? I don't mind seeing them on TV, but I need for it to make sense. I need for the story to be entertaining, and I need for it not to be just so y'all can be running and jumping on each other over foolishness, because that shit is no longer entertaining anymore. It's not. It has to make sense. The story has to make sense. And yes, we want real licensed therapists, people who have certifications in counseling. Okay? I don't need no more y'all church pastors coming on these shows to tell y'all the wrong shit, because that's what the Lord told him to do. Okay? Okay, it seems to me that Gunplay's actions stem from outside influences. However, I can bet big money that he knows and uses that as an excuse to not truly change. He likes to receive that grace. I think so too. I think he loves the fact that he can blow up and have these moments, and then everybody comes running to his aid to calm him down and keep him from flying off the deep end. When really, whenever a 6-year-old is having a temper tantrum, what do y'all normally do? Ignore them until they stop. But because he's a grown man and all of that, like, I would still be like, back to this nigga. I wouldn't have all of that sit. You really got to try to, like, they be trying to press you, but you got to really try to, like, give them their energy back, but like in a dust manner. Like, oh, you doing a lot. I'm going to walk away. You know what I'm saying? You got to be dry with some of these niggas. They be doing too much. But he apologized. I don't care that he apologized. I feel like it's an extension that he keeps doing the same thing over and over again and acting as if he's different. You're not different. You're not really trying to be that different. You want to stop harming yourself. You're getting to the age now where you realize some of your actions are only harming you, and you don't want to do that anymore. But that doesn't mean that you're trying to do the work so that you don't cause damage to the 23-year-old you have pregnant and are about to marry, or the baby that you're having with her. I'm going to leave it alone. So, Fresher tells the guys that he wants to move to Atlanta, but Jen says that she's not, really wanting to move to Atlanta. It's New York or nothing. But he wants to take her, and do like the romantic dinner in the gazebo with the candlelight so that he can talk to her about moving to Atlanta. Estelita feels a way about Gunplay and Tip arguing during the painting charity situation. Y'all, I don't know what Estelita has done in her life, but there is something about her that makes me want to cry. There is something about Estelita that makes me want to hug her. And, like, just, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what happened, but like, she just walks around as beautiful as she is, and people can see that she's beautiful, and I think she has really sweet energy. Like, even back before, I never had like a dislike for Estelita. You could tell Estelita wanted to be on this show and all of that shit, but essentially there were moments on the show when she was there that I felt her loneliness. And it made me feel sad for her. So the empath in me sees it too. Yeah, like, it's something, like, even talking about it, it makes me want to cry. But she was like, I don't have a lot of friends. Spice is, like, a really good friend of mine. And she didn't like the way they acted at the event, because it was like they didn't understand what it was like not to have, like they didn't value this opportunity to give back. And the fact that she felt so strongly about it, yeah, like she's walking around aimlessly. Yes, I feel like in essence there is something that Estelita, there's something that she needs that she doesn't have yet, like that she hasn't figured out yet, like how to transform her life into something that can help other people, so that she can feel valuable in a different way other than in her body. I think telling her story about being assaulted at a young age by those men is a part of that. But I think she needs to go to therapy for real and get more into finding herself emotionally, because she's been through a lot based on the stuff that she says. And I hate the fact that as beautiful as she is, it's almost like empty beauty. Even though I feel like she has a good heart, like she seems like a sweetheart, like seems like a good person that's just been through a lot of messed up things and has learned to use her body in a way to get the things that she wants. But there's an emptiness. There is an emptiness. There is a void. And I would really love to see Estelita fill that void with something everlasting, not dick, not, religion. I'm sorry, but y'all, it's not, it don't give what it's supposed to give a lot of the time. Spirituality, yes. Religion, totally different thing. I can't stand when the hoes clean it up and then, want to throw Jesus at you all the time. That's not what I want for her. But I would like for her to find the purpose in her pain. And I don't think she's found it yet. She's still walking around like, and I know they're on vacation and shit, but there's something about her energy, like I'm gonna be the old hoe. And I'm saying old hoe because there's like a picture of an older woman in my mind that doesn't want to relinquish her youth. And so now she has not been able to age in a graceful way, even though she was at one point beautiful. But she doesn't want to move on mentally and emotionally into the next phase of her life, because she's in this cycle of repeating what she went through as a young woman. So even though her body is getting older, she's still in the cycle of the young woman that she was. So she doesn't want to relinquish the aesthetic of that. And that's what I see when I look at her sometimes. But I do feel like the sadness, the ache, the loneliness. And I want so badly for Estelita to find real genuine comfort in this life that comes from herself, so that she can stop looking for it in places that only, aim to harm her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that for all of the women, but with her is where I see, like it wearing on her, like in some type of way. Many of these people are zombies, and that's not to be funny, but they're just walking around with no real that's real. That is a very real thing, Coach G, that you just said. When I think about Tiara, when I think about Estelita, like there are a lot, shit. Who else? There are a lot of them on here, or they're acting out like Shekinah, Lyrica, a lot of them I feel like are not dealing with not being famous well, but we're ignoring it like it's not happening. I'm dealing with the same search for more purpose. That trauma has to live somewhere else and not in her body. Yes. Her past trauma is weighing her down. Yes. I think she a people pleaser and it makes her feel dead inside, and it later fell through this. Yes. Yes, I feel that too. The people pleasing, the wanting people to love her, but the feeling dead inside thing. Yeah. She got to be able to name her pain first. The energy surrounding her gives off a young girl asking for help. Yes. Yes. That's why I said I want to hug her. Like, it's crazy. Similarly to Giselle, her entire existence has relied on her beauty, that everything below the surface has been suppressed. There's a vacancy behind her eyes. Yes. That is true as well, y'all. I heard a boom, boom, boom. The wind is blowing. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't see no little dogs running. Because it sounds worse up here than it is on the first floor. Um, But y'all are making some good comments though. I love this. It's a good conversation. A lot of time when you've been traumatized at a young age, it's like your brain is still the age of your trauma. Yes, I know. I've heard that. Iyanla will break them down. Oh, girl, don't y'all miss Iyanla being on somebody's TV every week? Maybe she doesn't love herself because of her past trauma. Remember, she questioned whether it was her fault or not. I know. I know. I really want her to get past that. You stop at aging mentally from your last trauma. She's trying to love, but she's not living. She's stuck mentally at that age and doesn't know how to come out of it. I ache for her. I do too. I do too. I told y'all I was gonna find something in this shit show. To me, she pours into everyone else and not into herself. I see that too. I see that too. She seems like she's always standing behind somebody. As beautiful as she is, she's always standing behind somebody. This last episode when she got on stage to do the hula hoop thing, like there was something so childlike and enjoyable about that moment for her, even though she knew every nigga in the room was gonna sexualize her for what she was doing. Something about it for her was about just being a kid and being good at this kid thing, even though she knew she would be sexualized. It was one of the first moments where she looked less pained in her eyes, but at the same time, there was a slight shame to her knowing how they were perceiving her in the moment, even though she was enjoying what she was doing. I'm so mad that I'm picking up on all of that subtlety, but I definitely feel like those two emotions were happening when she was up there. A lot of people are having a hard time with just only being seen. They want to be recognized as a whole. And that's hard because some people can't even see themselves, so they can't see you. Her story is so tragic and traumatic. It is. It is. Um, let's talk about, okay, Shay begs Tip to talk to Gunplay. I really want Shay to stop being so male identified. I think that when Shay is by herself, I like her. On her Instagram, when she's talking about her health stuff, when she's doing her workouts and her yoga, when she's with her baby, I feel like, and then even there is somebody in Shay that I like. And I say that because I feel like I've always seen it since she was on Flavor of Love. There has always been something inside of Bucky that I have felt was sweet and fun and kind, and just like there's a childlike version of her in there that you can see through in her sometimes. And so, there were times through this episode, like her times with Amara when they was twerking and doing splits and shit and was drunk and having a good time. I loved to see it. Okay. Because I miss you too, bitch. I miss you too, bitch. Like I was tickled, okay, by their interactions. But when Shay got on her knees to beg Tip to talk to Gunplay, it reminds me of the male identifiedness. And it reminds me of how I feel about how she got that way, not only being in this society, and having to be the hood girl, so to speak, but I feel like in her household, the way her brothers were treated better than her, I think she is still repeating the cycle of putting men before her or feeling the need to cape, mother, pick me, do the most on behalf of men. And I think she does it in order to receive validation that I think, is always trying to get from that mama. I really wish, even though they probably are in a better space, her mom is just who she is. And there is a part of Shay at this point that I think is still acting out from the trauma that she experienced in her childhood, feeling like the odd child out because she's the girl child. And her mom was, I guess, a little bit more nurturing or caring towards her brothers. And we heard her talk about that on Iyanla. And, her mama was another one that chose a man in a way before the kids. So I feel like women like Shay, if they had not been traumatized, probably would be, just way more free, way less, traumatized, held down, way less angry. But and you can see that in them sometimes. But what what you notice is the things that have happened to them. And I feel like her getting down on her knees to beg for Tip to talk to Gunplay. I was just like, oh, Shay, why we gotta keep being this way? Even though I understand you doing it in the energy of being positive, there's something about it that reminds me of how you will buck or do the most on behalf of men that don't deserve it. Is it just me? I don't know. Anyway, so Fresher and Jen have dinner. He says that, this trip rang some bells. This really bothered me about Fresher. So Fresher is taking this moment to try to make Jen feel bad about something so that when he requests something from her, and it's not really a request. It's telling her what he wants. And in order to guilt her into doing what he wants her to do, he's going to start this conversation off by trying to make her feel bad first, to malign her, right? So first you tell her that she made you feel a way by her talking to everyone about how he can't pay for this expensive wedding that I want, basically making it seem as if he was cheap in front of everybody. And it's like, Fresher, if you will spend thousands of dollars on jewelry but won't spend thousands of dollars on your wedding, you are cheap. Like, hello. Like, I don't know why you want her to feel bad about the realization of the situation, like the reality of it. The reality is you probably can't afford to pay for a $250,000 wedding, and you're going around telling everybody that you can't, and then you're mad at her because she brought it up. Don't be mad about the truth. Okay? He says he needs to look out for them as the breadwinner. This is another way to guilt her and remind her that she doesn't work. So you need to take what I'm giving you because you don't work. Now, I told y'all, I never like when women want to go and get with these men and you want these men to pay all of the bills, because what do? Every chance they get, they're going to hold it over your head that they pay most of the bills, or that you are at their behest when it comes to some bills, okay? But he tells her he's the breadwinner and he wants them to move to Atlanta. And she doesn't want to move to Atlanta without being his wife first. And also, his mom lives with them, so she's not going to want to move to Atlanta either. So who the fuck moving to Atlanta? What are you talking about? So when they sit down and talk about it, she says, no, I don't want to get, move to Atlanta without being your wife first. Because when we go out there, I feel like if you're not my husband, you're going to get a hit song and then you're going to get out there and cheat on me like you did the last time. And Jen, what I need for you to understand is whether he's your husband or not, he's going to cheat on you. Whether he's your husband or not, Jen, he's going to cheat on you. That's what's going to happen, my love. I'm sorry for you, but that's just who Fresher is. And you need to accept it or leave him. Those are your only options. But the idea that him marrying you is going to keep him from cheating on you is delusional. Now, you feeling like in order for me to move somewhere to another state, away from my family, away from my home, in order for me to do that, after all of these years, I need to be your wife. No, that's what I want. You want me to move? I want to be a wife first. Period. Point fucking blank. Point blank. And if I can't get the type of wedding that I want, then I'm not getting married and I'm not going to Atlanta and you can go by yourself. That's the way you handle that. Don't let him control the pussy. Okay, use the pussy to control. Like, if he wants to be with you the way he says he does, then this is what the requirement is. You want this, I want that. I'll give you this if I get that. That's compromise. That's how this goes. But that whole idea that him marrying you is going to be him committing to you more, and then him getting mad and walking away from you because he is just upset at your audaciousness to question his commitment to you, even though after all of these years, he refuses to marry you, which is the ultimate commitment. I'm sorry if I'm questioning your commitment when you won't, in fact, commit to me, you stupid mother. Like, girl, what? Jen, you not thinking about this the right way, and I think it's because you're so young. I forget that you're like only 31. Like, I think Jen's really really young, right? And I think we just forget about that because life's been hard and shit. But like, Jen, like, you really, I feel like, don't even realize how you wasting your time and your energy, and you letting this nigga age you, arguing with him to get something that honestly it's not even all it's cracked up to be. Being married to Fresher is not going to make you feel that much better than being the woman that's waiting for him at home. Like, it's not going to be much different. I know you think it will be. It'll be like a false sense of security for you, but essentially he will still be the same person, and he will probably still leave you with debt instead of with a surplus, sitting up there talking about, I'm the man of the house and I'm the breadwinner and I gotta make sure this and this and this and that. Boy, please. Boy, please. It sounds like you moved your mama in so she could be there and help take care of them kids, so that y'all don't have to pay for child care, so that you can keep an eye on Jen, so that you don't have to help your mama out financially. She can already be at the house. Jen is our age, 33 through 35. I thought she said she was 31 on the show at some point. I could be wrong and confusing her for somebody else. But either way, child, it's still giving, that's a hard not life. Like, she still looks older than me, and I'm 30. I'll be 35 in May, and she looks older than me. And I think it's because she letting that nigga Fresher stress her out. I do. I think that you don't focus on yourself. I think you focus on being a mother and a wife, and you think that's all that you should be, but you're not even a wife. That man hasn't done anything you've asked for him to do, not really. And y'all are walking around acting like y'all are the perfect example of a couple. It's the delusion and the cognitive dissonance for me. Everybody can see that he cheats on her and dogs her out, and then tells her she should be grateful because he's paying the bills, even though y'all don't have that much money because he can't afford the $250,000 wedding you want. Why do you want to be with somebody that doesn't want to give you what you want? I'm just saying, if he can and he's not doing it, then you need to explain to me why you aren't, like, like, leave him. Like, girl, if you don't go, get your life together, and y'all know what I'm about to say, girl, you need to go get your ass in the fucking gym, work out, get, like, pour into yourself, pour into your mind and your body, and start focusing on yourself and figuring out what you want to do with your life outside of being this nigga's mattress. I bet you'll be happier for it. Okay? Go find you a new man. Go find you somebody that's not going to make you work so hard for the bare minimum, because that's what he's doing. And he's trying to mind fuck you into believing that you only deserve this bare minimum, so you better be grateful for all that he's giving you. That conversation y'all had at the beginning of the season when he told you that you should look at those single women and feel like the grass isn't always greener. He wants you to live in a state of fear that being without him means that you're not going to be able to scratch and survive good times, girl. And you know that's a lie, but he still hangs that over your head. It's just, I don't like their relationship. I don't feel like he really loves her. I don't. I feel like she's safety for him. She was in love with him. She is, the light-skinned, Puerto Rican girl and all of that. And he felt like he was the ugly dog-skinned dude. And they've been in love since high school. And you done impregnated that girl and took all her damn youth, had her down there in that Lil house, all, you know what I'm saying? Like, when she could, making her age all bad, screaming and howling, running behind you and shit like that, when she could have got good dick from somebody that didn't stress her out this much, or a good dick from somebody that stressed her out and gave her the $250,000 wedding maybe 5 years ago. Shit. I just kind of feel like at some point I'd rather be by myself than to be stressing myself out over somebody that's just trying to play with my mind because they scared to be better than they damn selves. Like, he wants to be with you because you're easy. You're a mattress. You're always going to be there. He can go and fuck with any of these girls, go be with his artists, and he can always come back to you. But then not give you anything that you want out of the situation. That's the weird part. It'd be cool if you was the wife and being held up in a nice house and you was comfortable and getting what you wanted to get out of the situation. But you're not. And you still mad about it. So I don't know, if you really pride yourself on being some man's woman and he ain't even married you after all of these years? Y'all been together since y'all was kids. Like, girl, ooh, sad. So sad. I want her to do better for herself. For real. I want her to leave until that nigga is like, come to the wedding. Like, I want her to leave and go date other people and be a single woman until Fresher says the wedding date is here, show up here. And then she should only stop dating everybody after the wedding ceremony is over. And then she should keep their numbers in her phone and not allow him to make her block or delete anything, just in case once they are married, he decides to go back out in the streets. Then she can have the people she was talking to before she decided to tie herself down to him in her pocket as well. Let's keep this shit fair, Fresher. But that ain't what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna have this unbalanced, dysfunctional, fucked up relationship, and then she gonna get mad at us because we noticed that she's being treated badly. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Lady T. Hey, Bondy, I'm late, but just finished your other video. Then I got on this one. In my mind, all I could hear in my head was MJ's working day and night. You better work. Love you, girl. Thank you so much. I gotta make up for not being here yesterday, girl. More than two decades. Please don't waste another 10 years. And that's what I'm thinking. But it seemed like that's what she gonna do. Yes, I'm late, but I'm here. I'm glad y'all here. Like the video, y'all. Are they in the projects or a house currently? It looked like a house in the projects. Like, it looked like one of them little small houses in a bad neighborhood is what it looked like, with a screen door. Somebody got shot down the street like last week. But maybe not, because they're in New York and y'all don't have nearly as much gun violence as we have down here in Louisiana. Make sure y'all like the video. Thank you so very, very much. All right. So, Chrissy has an event talking about family members who've passed away. She talks about her mom dying and her not, her mom being in the house for days and her not knowing. And Nancy uses that moment to let her know that she's going to be there for her going forward. So I really appreciated that moment. I felt for Chrissy with that. I've always wanted to know more about Chrissy's upbringing in childhood. She seems like such a polarizing figure. She seems like a queen pin. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, Chrissy seems like the smart queen pin that nobody knew was a queen pin until she got out the game and decided to write a book about being a queen pin. Because the energy that she had, even in, like, when I would see older pictures and stuff of her, the energy is that she's always giving boss-ass energy. And I need to know why and how a young chick like that has that boss ass energy. I know it's probably the men that she was hanging with, but we need the story. Okay, what in the BMF is going on? I need the story, Chrissy. Why were you not around? What happened? Her mother was beautiful, absolutely. Chrissy's very beautiful. But yeah, so they talked about that. Gunplay talks about losing his grandmother recently. He says he and his grandmother didn't really get along, but she is the reason he's the man he is today. I said, oh, so she did you wrong. Okay, got you. Probably abused you, talked to you bad, says you look like your damn no good daddy. Something like that. He also apologizes to Spice and Tip, but Spice doesn't receive the apology because he doesn't explain what he's apologizing for, and they never had the conversation. I would feel like I'm not accepting the apology because we have had sex, nigga. I am not your sister. Like, I'm not your sister. I want y'all to get that out y'all head. Okay? People is not your siblings. Okay? People is not your siblings. Okay? Just because you decided that, just because y'all not fucking no more. Hold up. I see a super chat, but I can't find it. Hold up. There was a super chat that I missed. Oh, here, hold up. Where is it? I see it, but it won't let me pull it. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Thank you, Lily Sweet. Maybe Jen means that she can claim money in case he cheats, since marriage will solidify that. Girl, I don't know. But I don't feel like it's about receiving money if he cheat. I don't. I think she just wants to have the moniker of being the wife of the man that she's been obsessed with since she was a child. And, if that's what she wants, great. But I think once she gets it, she'll realize that she was way too pressed to get something that doesn't have as much value as she thought. Um, Fresher wants to get he and Jen back on the good foot. So he's crying about how much he loves her, and she isn't really feeling it, you can tell. She kisses him, but in the back of her mind, she's still thinking about what happened at the dinner and him walking away from her and gaslighting her and shit. Spice talks about her father telling her to sing for his friends and how poor he was, but how he tried to make them feel special no matter what. And that was all emotional and shit. Then they light lanterns and let the lanterns go into the sky, girl. Spice and Chaotic do an award show. Jim Jones finally shows up looking like Scrappy Doo. Shekinah is the most outrageous person on the cast. Estelita was the sexiest. I was like, is Estelita the sexiest? Is she? Because I absolutely would have felt like it was Amara, but I'm going to let it go. Fresher and Jen got cutest couple. Is it because y'all thought Jim wouldn't be there? Okay. They're the only couple. Anyway, Scrap and KK get an award for best advice givers. We'll give y'all that. But it's crazy to me how, the two of y'all gave the best advice, but didn't y'all kidnap one of the niggas, that KK used to mess with and put him in the trunk? That's the alleged story. But it's just crazy to me how, you know what? No, it's not. I can be vindictive and put you in the trunk and threaten to kill you and still give really good advice. I absolutely can. So yeah, I'm sorry. Scratch that. They did give the best advice. They did. Shout out to them. They deserve that. Chaotic was most lit. We can give him that. MJ was the best singer. Again, I feel like no. I feel like MJ is not the best singer. Y'all should have gave him best sibling or best hat. But best singer, I don't think so. There were a bunch of women on this cast that were actually like Tierra Marie's a singer. Like Amara La Negra is a singer. Like I was just like, okay, but we're gonna give it to MJ, girl. All right. Jim, Nancy, and Chrissy talk about how they're in a good space now. Jim is so happy, and but he can barely say anything. Cause y'all know how whenever Jim talks, it's like he's fighting through fog in his brain. And he can really care less about telling y'all anything, but he gonna go ahead and tell you because that's just what he gonna do, Yeah, that was Jim just then. Anyway, they have a talent show. She kind of cries on cue like a white woman. Nancy is a hustler and is trying to sell y'all the shit that's in her purse. Fresher plays a song for Jen, then calls her on stage and tells her he loves her. He's doing a lot of shit not to have to marry her. And it was so funny because Scrap and them was like, why you just don't marry her while you here, bruh? Like, this is the perfect place to do it. I feel like if he would have went to production and said he wanted to do that, they would have worked that shit out and it would have been the expensive wedding without having to pay as much. He could have gave her that shit on TV and then threw a huge party once they got home that wasn't $250,000, but a nice little something something. That could have been the agreement. But it's obvious that Fresher doesn't want to actually have to marry her. And he's using the amount of money that she wants. That's why if I was her, I would stop arguing with him about how much. Just go down to the courthouse. Call his bluff. Say, okay, if I can't get the $250,000 wedding I want, can I at least get a $25,000 party and or vacation? And we can go down to the courthouse tomorrow. Call its bluff and see what happens. That's what I would have liked to see. Instead of y'all sticking to y'all guns about spending too much fucking money on a wedding when y'all done been together all this damn time. And really this man is talking about how he committed to you, but all he want to do is rap and cry and do everything but actually do the act of committing to you, which is to marry you. Child, y'all gonna get tired of hearing these niggas talk to y'all and not doing none of the shit they told y'all they was gonna do. Oh my God. Gunplay wants an A for effort. And that's the fucking problem. The problem is that you want an A for effort and there are so many people around you that are going to give you that A for effort. And I want to give you an F for fucking failing. That's what I want to give you. I want to give you an F for failing. I want y'all to stop making it so easy. Stop making it so easy. If these niggas gonna act like they ain't got no sense just so that they can turn around and tell you to give them an A for effort because they tried, tell them that trying ain't enough. Like Brandy said, almost doesn't count. Can't keep on loving you 1 foot outside the door. I hear a funny hesitation of a heart that's never really sure. Can't keep on trying if you're looking for more. And all that I could give you than what you came here for. Gonna find me somebody not afraid to let go. Look, don't make me do it. You know, motherfucking A for effort. Exactly. That's the problem with society now. You don't get an A for effort. A, you know why? Because effort is spelled with an E, bitch. You're spelling it wrong, and you want an A, and you can't even spell the word. You don't get no A for effort. You get an F for failing, okay, with your non-spelling ass. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying, y'all. Um, Alexis, Tiara, and Nikki got on stage and had a terrible spelling bee. That was hilarious. Estelita did her hula hoop, and Suki performed in Jim Jones Loves Suki performance. I didn't know what the point of Suki being there was. I feel like I don't know who produced this season, but it just was not put together well at all. It was just like invite a whole bunch of people out and let's just hope that everybody gonna do their job. You came real close, but every time you build me up, you only let me down. Everybody knows almost doesn't count. So maybe I'll be here, maybe I'll see you around. That's the way it goes. Almost doesn't count. Listen, she just was there to show off her BBL, and we didn't need to see it. The season was very sporadic. I bet Baby Blue gonna be on next season. I saw he got out of jail. That's why participation trophies made the world soft. That's what made the world soft. Participation trophies, okay? Bitch, you did not make it. You did not do the best. It is what it is. Accept it, okay? It's the way you're not spelling. Because they wasn't spelling shit. They was not spelling shit. It was weird because they said people crash, but they had a night or a project. Like, y'all think we dumb or something? Like, come on. Come on. Yeah, it's foolishness. It's really foolishness. The amount she wants is ridiculous, but so are his excuses. I got married at a country club in Long Island. I had 125 people for $40K. Everyone in New York goes to Long Island or Jersey for the wedding. Okay, Adrian, you better let him know. Okay? You better let them know. I mean, I live in New Orleans and I got my shit done for like 15. Like, so, and I had a beautiful wedding. The food was great. I looked great. My husband looked great. The pictures came out great. Like, the only thing I regret is not doing an actual like videographer. That's the only thing I regret. But the pictures came out amazing nonetheless. Okay? It was weird. People, they said crash. Okay, yeah, I said that one. I feel like I'm the only person who can't do Suki. She annoys me. No, you're not. I have followed and unfollowed Suki Hana 2 times. Okay. Now I don't follow her because I just can't do it. There are some people that love to do nasty, gutter butt, lower vibrational things for shock value and for attention. And Suki is one of those people. Ever since she decided to post throwing up on Peen, I have decided that I cannot do her. We cannot see each other. There's a part of my vibration that just can no longer go that low. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. Not like that. Not for how you got. It's not even real. That's what I don't like. Okay, these finales wasn't doing it this week. They really weren't. It was trash. It was trash. I haven't even watched Growing Up Hip Hop. So I might watch Growing Up Hip Hop, and I guess I'll do a 2-for-1 this week for them. Maybe cause I got shit. Y'all know I'm in a parade this weekend and I'm performing for this ball Friday. So I'm gonna be busy. And the Ooh Ladies first panel is Thursday, which is tomorrow, girl. Listen, I'm gonna try to get as many videos as I can in today. But it's early, so I'm going to come back now that I'm done talking about love and hip hop. I'm gonna come back probably maybe around 2. I'm gonna come back around 2 o'clock for my members only, and we'll do a, whatever's going on the blogs. I'll send out a link, as soon as I get off of here. But everybody, I appreciate y'all so much for coming through. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you felt about the season. Should Love and Hip Hop keep doing this? Who's producing? Someone hit me up and let me know what is happening with the franchise, because it is not giving ever since Mona decided to leave, girl. And we know, I don't know, like Treva, we need to talk. What's going on, Treva? Okay, I just found out that Treva was from New Orleans. I had no idea that Treva was from New Orleans. Treva, we need to have a conversation. What is going on? Help me understand, Treva, what is happening on the Love and the Hip Hops, because they're not giving what they gave when y'all used to be in the background, when you and Mona were in the background gathering people. It hasn't been the same. What is happening? But yeah, y'all. I'll be back for my members. I'll post the link soon. Look for it on Patreon, on YouTube, and also on the website and in the Discord. Okay? I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and I'll see my members in a few.